If you ever looked at a notarial certificate and seen the words subscribed and sworn and thought, wait, what does that mean? That's a jurat. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what that is and how to complete one correctly, and what to say when it counts. Stick around. First, what is a jurat? A jurat, sometimes called verification upon oath or affirmation, is a notarial act where the signer declares that the contents of a document are true. Unlike an acknowledgment where you're verifying a signature, a jurat requires the signer to swear or affirm to the truth of what's in the document right there with you, in real time. You'll recognize a jurat by its certificate wording, typically language like subscribed and sworn to before me. That phrase is your signal. And an important note right up front, always use the jurat certificate wording required in your state, not a one-size-fits-all version that you found somewhere online. Jurats are most common on affidavits, depositions, sworn statements, documents where the signer is putting their credibility on the line. When you complete a jurat, there are 4 important steps to follow. Let's walk through each one. Number 1, the signer physically appeared before you. The signer needs to be right there with you at the time of notarization. Not yesterday, not they're on their way up, physically in the room with you. No shortcuts on this one. Number 2, if your state requires it, verify the signer's identity. Also, check your state law for what forms of ID are acceptable. Every state has its own list, and it's worth knowing yours by memory. Number 3, you witness the person sign the document in your presence. The signature happens in front of you. If the document was already signed before they arrived, it doesn't count. Number 4, the signer swore or affirmed that the statements on the document are true. Have the signer raise their right hand. Then administer the oath or affirmation out loud, because that spoken act is what makes the jurat legally valid. It's not a formality that you can skip or rush through. And here's where it gets interesting, because there are actually 2 versions of that spoken pledge, and knowing the difference is something every notary needs to be aware of. That distinction is oath versus affirmation. As the notary, it's your job to understand the difference and to be prepared to administer either one. An oath is a solemn spoken promise to a god or supreme being. An affirmation is a spoken pledge made on the signer's personal honor, with no reference to a higher power. Both carry the same legal weight. The signer indicates what form they'd like to use, and your role is to administer it correctly. Worth knowing, the oath or affirmation can only be taken by the signer themselves. Nobody can do it on their behalf. Even if an attorney or representative is sitting right there, they can only take an oath for themselves, not for the person they represent. Here's the part of the jurat that trips up even experienced notaries, and it has nothing to do with the procedure you just learned. Jurat requirements vary by state. The certificate wording, the oath language, whether there are additional steps required before the certificate is complete, your state sets the rules. And your state's rules are the only ones that matter for your commission. What does that mean practically? The 4 steps we walked through are the foundation. Your state may add or change requirements for them. Think of the 4 steps as the universal framework, and your state's rules as the layer on top. Both matter. The next time you see subscribed and sworn on a certificate, you've got this. That's not a small thing. That's you protecting everyone at that table.